Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. What is delirium? Delirium is characterized by a clinically significant deficiency in memory or cognition as compared to a previous functioning. In order for delirium to be diagnosed, the individual must have disturbances in the consciousness or a change in personality or development of perceptual abnormalities. These changes in cognition may appear as losses of memory, disorientation in time and space, and impaired language. The perceptual abnormalities associated with delirium could include hallucinations and illusions. Delirium usually develops over a few hours or days and will vary in intensity over the course of the days and weeks. I would refer to the DSM for more information regarding delirium and all other disorders. A client is currently in a heroin detox program. Although he appears hopeful, he shares his anxieties about returning to normal life. The counselor processes these emotions with him and realizes that he has dealt with anxiety throughout most of his life. What is a probable comorbid diagnosis in this case? A. Major depressive disorder. B. Antisocial personality disorder. C. Post-traumatic stress disorder. D. Generalized anxiety disorder. The answer is D. Generalized anxiety disorder is the probable comorbid diagnosis in this case because this counselor has processed the emotions with this client and has realized that this client has anxiety throughout most of his life. I would recommend looking at all these diagnoses and their symptoms and how they affect individuals, especially in cases where clients may be using substances. One of the major advantages of a closed group versus an open group is A. Cost effectiveness. B. It promotes cohesiveness. C. It lessens counselor burnout. D. It allows the members to meet less frequently. The answer is B. One major advantage of a closed group versus an open group is it promotes cohesiveness. Cohesiveness is the unity of the members of the group, making it stable, and the clients get to know each other better. Whereas in an open group, new members can join in at any time, and it can disrupt the cohesiveness. What does the learned helplessness model suggest about depression? The learned helplessness model proposed by Seligman suggests that affiliation-afflicted individuals have been exposed to uncontrollable negative events in the past and have a tendency to attribute those negative events internally with stable and global factors. For example, if individuals regularly perform poorly on exams after studying very hard, they will start to believe that preparing for tests is ineffective and won't impact their grades. And with depression specifically, the learned helplessness can affect relationships, work responsibilities, and the psychological well-being, and is linked with self-esteem, passivity, and decreased motivation, and those will decrease over time with the learned helplessness. A client frequently attributes their successes to their own abilities and hard work, but blames external factors like bad luck or unfair treatment for their failures. This pattern of attribution is an example of which cognitive bias? A. Confirmation bias. B. Self-serving bias. C. Fundamental attribution error. D. Hindsight bias. The answer is C. This pattern of attribution is an example of the fundamental attribution error. The fundamental attribution error is when individuals tend to over-attribute the behaviors of others to their own personality. For example, being cut off in traffic, individuals will focus in on that fundamental attribution error to believe that they're going to have a bad day and focuses on that one negative because they had unfair treatment while driving, and they will only focus on that rather than their successes of getting to work on time and having a good day. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.